Welcome back, my witches, my warlocks, and my wizards. Today we're talking about destiny swapping. This is a really trendy phrase that has just blown up recently, and a lot of people have actually been asking me about it. A baseline Google search says that destiny swapping is the ability to interchange or significantly alter one's predetermined life course with that of another. Before we even get further into this video at any capacity, we need to talk about what destiny even is, because most people don't even know what the hell destiny is. They have a loose understanding, just like they have a loose understanding of what soul is, but then when you ask them what's the difference between spirit and soul, people don't know. Same thing with how people don't know the difference between ego, spirit, and soul, which are all so important to know and to learn when you're trying to reach spiritual enlightenment, when you're practicing magic, when you're working with energy, when you're healing people at any capacity. So all of those things I go into in my book, Foundations of Magic by Occult Towers, which you can find in my stores online, which I've linked below, or on Amazon. Understanding destiny will help you understand fate. Understanding fate will help you understand destiny. So how I'm going to explain destiny is by starting off with explaining what fate is, because I think people oftentimes get both terms basically confused for one another. And fate, as I've learned it, is what you are unable to change. This is what you're born with, what you're born into, what you're fated. These are things that are unchangeable. So, for instance, what family you're born into, your parents, your gender, your hair color, your eye color. Each thing is customizable, of course, but can't change the fact that that is how you entered this reality. Those are the things that you were fated with. That's the karma that you cannot change. And I hate using the word karma as well, because people just throw it around left and right, and there's so much more to it. But destiny is something that you can change. Destiny is your path. It's your legacy. It's what you leave behind. It's what you're destined for. And these are things that, depending on the decisions that you make in your life, destiny is malleable. It's changeable. Fate is not. So there are things that are fated that cannot be changed. And I wanted to point that out because those are things that cannot be taken from you unless you switch bodies, which is like a Freaky Friday type of situation. It seems like people are literally talking about destiny swapping in the sense that like they're literally switching places with this person, almost like a Freaky Friday type of situation, except they're not switching bodies, right? Now that we understand what destiny is and how it's malleable and how it's basically like a compound of your decisions, your free will, this and that, then you can understand that it is possible to kind of swap destinies, but that's not what I would call it. I mean, in witchcraft and different types of spells, we're literally just stealing someone else's good energy. That's really all that it is. Just to give you a good example, a lot of the spells and the different traditions that have these spells, what it was about was like, if I didn't have this energy in my own life, then I would be able to capture it and find it and bring it into my own life by taking it from someone else. So for instance, if I wanted to destiny swap, if I felt like, damn, I wanted more money, or I wanted more love, or I wanted more, I don't know. Those are the two things that people want. So if I wanted more money, or if I wanted more love, then I would look at someone who seems like they have a lot of money or they have a lot of love and try to steal that energy from them. That is technically what destiny swapping is. It's like I'm trying to steal that person's, like, how everything goes well for them or whatever. I'm trying to take that away. I'm trying to take the fact that they always get every man that they want, like taking that or whatever. That's really what people are doing when they're talking about destiny swapping. They're just stealing someone else's good energy. One of the spells that I'm very familiar with, that's kind of like the opposite of this, is called a Nimbu Mershi, and it's from Hindu tradition. A lot of people actually know about this. What it is it's stringing together a bunch of chilies and lemons, and it's leaving behind the bad stories, the bad energy that people no longer want to carry. So if they notice they have bad luck streaks, out of nowhere they realize they're getting a lot of injuries, or they're losing a lot of money, or they're having arguments in their relationship, they're going to put that all into the Nimbu Mershi, and they're going to go leave it at a crossroads or wherever they leave it at. And how it's removed from them is when someone else steps over it, someone else interacts with it, someone else drives over it, whatever happens, where someone else picks up that energy and it's finally removed from the spellcaster because it's taken away by and from someone or something else. That's kind of like swapping bad luck, for instance. Apparently, Mershi is supposed to work by technically transferring the negative energy onto someone else, and that person immediately picking up the negative energy while their good energy is then transferred to the spellcaster. So I'm not exactly sure if it works that way because I'm more familiar with witchcraft, like removing negative energy. These spells are so old that I do personally believe that the Nimbu Mershi is stronger when the energy is transferred to another person, as in I think it works better when someone actually picks it up. So I do think there's a destiny swapping element to it, of course, but again, I'm not sure if that's how the spell works because these spells are really old. It could just be highlighting the fact that people put all of their negative energies into these spells and then they leave them behind, and that if you touch them, you go over them, you can pick up that negative energy and that bad quote-unquote destiny. If someone were to construct a spell like that, they would be able to construct it so that it wouldn't swap energies with someone else, and it's more about just leaving the energy there, which in that case, like, it's just up to people not to touch the things there. That's why a lot of very advanced witches have taught me not to like pick up random things, including money, because there's even spells where if you pick up money, it could have been left there by a witch, and then if you pick up that money, they end up stealing your money energy, and then like you end up having to basically pay here in your life or have debts here, having to do this, and then that other person who left the money there ends up getting more money. And it's all about energy transfers, if you finally understand what I'm putting down here. If not, there's more spell examples. So for instance, there's a lot of Romani spells that actually involve stealing energy from other people. So an example is if I see a very happy couple in the park. It's like the type of relationship that I would want, right? There's spells where they go and they look at them and they chant this thing, and it's supposed to steal that energy. And basically what they're chanting is along the lines of like, I deserve love. I deserve this kind of love and it is mine now. So they're basically stealing that energy. Without getting too detailed into everything, of course. Those are like some of the examples of what I would consider destiny swapping. There's a lot of other extreme examples where there's a lot of dark spells or quote unquote black magic where people are trying to steal someone else's youth. They're trying to steal someone else's beauty. They're trying to steal their wealth, their magnetism. Like, it's not necessarily always material related. It's just stealing energy of any and all kinds. So all those examples being said, now we can talk about literally destiny swapping. So there's two different types of destiny swapping I guess I'd want to talk about at this portion of the video. And the one that I'd want to talk about is the envious kind, where it's like this person just wants your life. They want your girlfriend, they want your job, they want your smarts, they want all those things. In this case, a person would either, attempt to do spells to steal those things or literally attempt to steal your energy or your energetic signature, in the sense where they're literally trying to emulate your energy and take everything that's yours. Because to be able to get the things that you're destined for, you would have to replicate that type of energy or literally steal your energy, steal your destiny. But the thing is that destiny can't just be like stolen and then suddenly start working for them, because remember, this is energy that you've built up, that you've made through certain decisions, certain things in your life. So that person would literally have to start emulating who you are. That, I would say that could be an effective type of destiny swapping. However, doing that takes a lot of work, takes a lot of time. It would basically require them to become a different person and shift into you or who they thought you were becoming. And then second type of destiny swapping that I basically wanted to talk about is the kind where they're trying to steal all of your energy. They're trying to steal everything. I would say that someone who is trendy, who's new to this, they would think about destiny swapping in terms of what I just explained it as. Now, people who are probably advanced witches, well-read, have, been studying all this type of stuff, they probably see it the same way as me, which is stealing energy. So in this case, it has nothing to do with, it could deal with it, but it doesn't matter if this person is envious of you, if they want what you want or whatever. It's a matter of them just wanting that energy. So it's not that they want what you want. You know, when people are talking about destiny swapping, it's not necessarily like they want your girlfriend, they want your job, they want your opportunities, but they want that energy that you have. Like, for instance, right, if someone is just always flowing with prosperity, with abundance, with a billion lovers, partners, money, cash, people might not care about what they're getting, but they want that momentum. They want that energy in their own lives, in their own spells or their own magic. And so an example of this is how like people like to go to banks to get bank dirt for their witchcraft and for their money spells. When they go to these banks, specifically they aim for the rich banks like the Beverly Hills banks. They're really trying to get the energy of all the people there that just have a lot of money, make a lot of money, all the energies of the transactions in a way that is like destiny swapping, because they're just stealing energy. Really, at the end of the day, destiny swapping is like stealing energy. It's energetic transfers. The second way that I'm talking about obviously is technically the same as the first, but the second way is a different way of thinking about it, a different way of looking at it. Either way, if you are on the victim end of this, it's not really good. Victims of destiny swapping will often feel tired, drained, fatigued. They'll notice that their lives become stagnant in a lot of areas, like in luck, love, money, career, friendship, finances. They'll even feel like a loss of motivation. And it's because the person who is destiny swapping, the destiny swapper, is very vampiric. They need the victim's energy to sustain the momentum of everything that the victim had or has. And so the destiny swapper might want their girlfriend, might want their friends, literally wants their lives. This is in a weird, envious type of way. But when this is the case, the destiny swapper needs to literally feed on the victim's energy to sustain getting what the victim has or had until it is all theirs. So the victim will tend to notice that their girlfriend, their friends, their jobs will all start to prefer this other person over them and start to notice them more and start to give them what the victim had, whether that's their job position, their pay, their attention, whatever it might be. The destiny swapper starts to get that same thing that the victim had or has in that moment. Really what's going on is they're stealing their energy. Overall, you can look at destiny swapping as basically swapping stories with someone else. You want their story or they want your story. They want what's going on in your book. You know what I mean? When you look at it that way, it just makes a lot more sense. Of course, there's a lot of different nuances to it, especially depending on how the person chooses to destiny swap and how they try to do it or go about it. Of course, every individual situation is different. So if anybody is experiencing symptoms of this, please feel free to book a consult call because I can definitely give some guidance on how to fix this issue and how to get rid of the problem. Cord cuttings should also be very helpful, as well as reclaiming your energy. Usually dealing with destiny swapping and breaking that cord of connection, breaking their influence over your life and draining of your energy is fairly easy. I wouldn't say it's like super easy, but it's not like something that's really hard or impossible to do. So again, if anybody is dealing with anything, feel free to book a consult. Let me know what you guys think about destiny swapping in the comments, please. And let me know if there's anything else you guys want to hear about or want me to make a video on. Thank you so much for watching. I need to sleep once again, and I hope you enjoyed the video.